Okay, welcome everyone to the Sunday Sweat Club. Happy to be here this week. I missed you last week. Admittedly, it was weird, but it was very cool to record that class in that garden. Yeah, the energy, the butterflies, it was just, yeah, it was infectious. So I'm gonna try and bring that energy back to our normal class today, back in my house with my giant eucalyptus tree that I bought today at the market. Let's find a either comfortable seat. So if you love to sit in seated meditation and that feels really nice for you, you can come to a seated meditation. Otherwise, why don't you just make your way into Shavasana or recovery pose? So Shavasana all the way down, right arm stretch out. Recovery pose will be down, but with feet wide, knees together, and then lay all the way down on your back. So find your perfect position. Maybe wiggle around a little bit. And then once you've mostly moved into stillness, take a breath in. Open mouth exhale, let it go. And just close your mouth. Feel the gentle flow of breath in and out of your nostrils. So, can you bring that awareness to the air moving in, air moving out? And if your mind starts to wander, come back once more, air moving in, air moving out. Last opportunity. If your mind wandered, once again, bring it back to your nostrils, air moving in, the gentle passage of air moving out. Now take that awareness from the breath and let's move it to the physical body. You might think right now that you're relaxed, but I guarantee there is somewhere in your body you can relax and release more. So check in with the shoulders, maybe your glute muscles, maybe even your toes. Where else in your body can you find an opportunity to let go a little bit more? Today's class will be focused around the idea of surrender. And so, a lot of times when we think about surrender, we can think about kind of like giving up, right? Maybe letting go. But that's not the intention for today's class. I hope that we can start to look at this idea of surrender in a different way. There are a lot of times in our lives where we try to control the outcome of a situation. We might fight as hard as we can, maybe to get this thing that we want, and still, sometimes we might not get it. So I hope as we move today, you'll kind of discover how we can use this idea of surrendering, not to give up, but to allow ourselves to move in flux, in flow with the universe, because that's what it's all about, right? Take a breath in and a breath out. On your next inhale, deepen your breath. So we've talked a lot about the rhythm of breath that you have throughout class. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, you can engage it now by constricting the back of your throat. Draw the breath down into the diaphragm. Inhale and exhale, belly button pulls up and in. Again, your steady rhythm as you inhale and exhale. Those of you who are reclined on your back, start to reawaken your body with small movements. Can be anything, just move in a way that feels authentic to you, maybe shifting the hips, rocking the head. Eventually, and take your time, you have about 5 really steady breaths to come up to a seated meditation. If you are already in seated meditation, you can also start to reawaken your body, but just lean back and switch out the crisscross of your legs. So move to the opposite side so we can even that out. Again, no rush. Take a couple more breaths to come up to a seat. If you are in seated meditation, feel free to start moving side to side through the spine, moving the head, just bringing that awareness to how your physical body is feeling. And it doesn't have to be big, subtle movements. If you're on the ground, meet us in seated meditation now. Those of us who are seated, come to stillness. Place your hands on your knees. You can either keep your eyes closed or open them gently and just get reacquainted with the space around you. Feel the weight of your hands on your knees, the warmth of your palms. Take a breath in. Exhale, tilt the chin ever so slightly and open up the back of the neck. Keep your chin as it is. Inhale, sweep the arms high, palms face each other. Plug the shoulders down first, and then raise them up towards the ears. So just some of these little shoulder raises, slide them down. You'll feel the shoulder blades slide down the back, and then shoulders up towards the ears, lift fingertips nice and high. Take a couple more of these. Maybe as you lower, you exhale. Inhale will lift you. One more up. One more down. And then come back up, shrug the shoulders to the ears, and imagine you're kind of like pulling on a silk, let's say a silk scarf. There's two of them, and you're pulling them down, one hand, then the other hand. And you can actually mime it with the hands. And as you do that, feel your fingers, right? So just start this pulling action, shrugging one shoulder up, then the other shoulder. And maybe you can take this silk scarf idea and turn it into energy. We're going to get hippie about it. You could be pulling down out of the universe something that you need today, be it maybe pure actual energy, right? Need to wake up. Maybe you need peace. Maybe you need joy, clarity, whatever it is. Take a couple more. And yes, your arms should start to fatigue here in the shoulders. Just lifting and pulling for 3, 4, 2, and 1. Both hands up. Exhale, bring your hands to your knees, close your eyes. Feel the weight of your palms on your knees and notice any heat that you've begun to create in your shoulders or your arms. Breath in, breath out. Another breath in. Blink your eyes open, breath out. Inhale, sweep your hands high so palms will face each other again. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears, so feel them rise up, and then tilt over to the right to start. So as you tilt, can you try to keep your torso parallel with the wall or the screen in front of you, right? So one shoulder isn't leaning forward or back. Then try to reach the arms up and over. So instead of dumping down, our arms are as straight as we can get them. So try to straighten completely. Biceps stay by the ears, arms shrug. And then, I mean, what's supporting you here? You should be able to feel it, especially in those like right obliques, right? That's where it's firing a lot for me. But the left will need to support you too. So reach up and over, continue your breath. 3, 2, 1. Inhale will bring you up. Keep the arms high. Shrug the shoulders up if they've started to slip down. And then exhale over opposite side. So our opportunity to check in again, right? Chest parallel with the wall. Fingertips reach up and over. Imagine kind of a rainbow not dumping through this hip. And then where can you squeeze in your abdomen to lift up as you lean? And what muscles are working to support you here? If your arms are bent a little, try to straighten them. I know. Hold and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Exhale, release the hands down by the sides and just move through the shoulders a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but like I definitely feel that. There's some heat there. Okay, coming around, come to tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Or first spine, real spine movement of the day. So close your eyes and just move your spine without me first. Close them and zoom in on your spinal column. What do you feel where? I think that this ability to check in with my own body is maybe one of the most valuable things yoga's taught me, and there have been tons, but this ability for self-scanning, right? What is your body saying today? And then, as an added bonus, when it tells you something, can you see what it's saying without judgment, right? There's no good, there's no bad. It just is. All right, back to center, even spine. Blink your eyes open if you like. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Drop your belly, roll your shoulders back. Look high, cow pose. Exhale, round through cat. Hold in cat, and we're going to try this spinal wave that we've worked on so many times. So I believe that you can do it. First, just tilt the pelvis towards the sky. Then it'll be the low back. Then mid. Then upper back. Roll your shoulders back. The last thing to come up will be your head. Awesome. Let's take it from the pelvis again. So first, just tuck the pelvis down towards the ground. Then the low back. Then the mid back. Then the upper back, and the shoulders can round forward. And last but not least, the head tucks. Tough, right? Let's try one more on each side. So start with the pelvis to the sky. Then drop that belly low to mid back, to upper back. Shoulders roll back, head comes high. Last time, tailbone first. Tuck the tailbone, and then it'll move up to the low back, the mid back, eventually the upper, and round the shoulders, tuck the head. Inhale, back to center, long spine. Walk the hands forward, a handprint. Curl your toes under, press up and back, downward facing dog. First downward dog of the day, probably, unless you woke up and did some down dogs without me, which is totally acceptable. So for your first down dog, move through it. Lift one heel, then the other heel. Self-scan, right? And then come to stillness in your down dog. Once you're there, try to sink the heels down towards the ground. If they're not all the way there, don't worry about it. Take a baby bend in the knees, and you might notice if your heels were down, once you start to take that bend, they lift, also fine. Now, try to push your feet away from each other. So really try and press your big toe down into the mat, your pinky toe, all the toes in the middle, and then push the feet away out to the side, like you're trying to rip a line down the middle of your mat. Hopefully that makes sense. And as you do this, you should feel your abductors, those muscles in the outside of your glutes, fire up. Hold for 3. Breathe for 2. Keep pushing out. And 1, exhale, sink the heels down towards the mat, let go of the push. Inhale, look forward, big bend in the knees, and tiptoe your way up top of the mat until you make it into a forward fold. And for this first forward fold, let's take the feet wide, wider than you would normally, right to the outside edges of the mat. Big bend in the knees, grab for opposite elbows, ragdoll, sway side to side. And if you haven't tried the thing where you bend into the right knee and sway to the right, and then bend into the left knee and sway to the left, please try it, because gosh, it feels so good on that side body stretch. Reminder that your head should be heavy, pulling down to the ground. So if you feel yourself engaging in the neck, looking forward at all, release. Back to center, release the hands down to the ground. And when I say down to, it could just be towards. Bring your hands to your hips, sit your butt back, 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 and come to a wide, weird chair pose. So it's gonna feel awkward because our feet are so wide apart, right? Then inhale, press up, come to standing, Tadasana, hands by your sides, close your eyes. Moving through our little sun A, sun B variation. Inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, sweep the hands high, press the palms, gaze at the thumbs as you look up. Exhale, fold forward, hands through heart center, all the way down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, bend in your knees, and we're already going to step the right foot back. So right foot comes back, right knee comes down to the ground. Then take your left hand, bring it to the outside of your left foot if it's not already. So don't worry too much about the right hand, just look down, left hand outside of the left foot, knee down in the back, you can tuck or untuck, totally up to you. And then sink down into the hips. So feel that passive sink. Great. Now, inhale, reach your right hand high to the sky. Look up at your right thumb. As you do this, can you pull back in the right hip to keep your hips even? Breath in. And a breath out. Reach the fingertips high as you inhale. Imagine you're reaching for that scarf. Exhale, both hands come down, frame your foot, curl your back toe under, lift the back knee up, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, big bend in the knees. Step the left foot back and then lower the back knee down. Either tuck or untuck the foot. Again, up to you. Sink the hips down and then take a look at your right hand. Place your right hand to the outside of the right foot. Set up as you sink down and then inhale, lift. Gaze at the left thumb as you're looking up. Can you reach the fingertips high and press into your right hand on the ground to give you more length? Draw the right hip back in space to even out the hips. And if that cue doesn't work, try to pull your left hip forward and you'll get the same effect. Breath in and out. One more breath in, reach it high. Exhale, sweep the hand down, frame the foot. Lift up on the back leg, curling the back toe under, and then step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Option to bring the knees down right away. It's weird because your arms should feel a little bit more warmed up than normal just because we did all that strange arm work in the beginning, right? If you can, take a look at my upper back. See how my upper back is rounded as I press into plank? That's the kind of engagement you want as you squeeze through your glutes. Now we'll lower down together, knees up or down for 3, 2, 1. Hands come out to the side, 3-part cobra. So inhale, lift up. You've got a flat back, tuck the chin. Exhale, lower the chest forward, roll the shoulders back, and we're kind of in already a half up dog, right? Inhale, lift up, press into the tops of the feet, roll the shoulders back, maybe gaze at your third eye. Exhale, lower down. Let's take one more. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Exhale, drop the chest, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift up all the way. How light can you be in the fingers? I know it's hard because we're lifting up. Try to be light. Exhale, lower down. Hands come by your sides, hug the elbows in, curl the toes under, press up either plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And a breath out. Another breath in. And out. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, tiptoe your way, top of the mat, and eventually fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose, bring your hands up high again, biceps by the ears. Okay, so just like we did on the ground, start to do that reach and pull. And as you do it, notice how my side body bends, but my hips don't move, right? So I'm reaching up, reaching up, reaching up, and up. And all the movement comes from the torso as I pull. Then, just because you can, sit a little bit deeper. Yeah, you can take it down like 2 inches. I know it. Pull. 3, 2, 1. Both hands high. Exhale, Tadasana, hands by your sides. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, sweep your hands high, press your palms, look up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, big bend in the knees, step the right foot back. This time, knee up or knee down. You might need to wiggle your left foot forward a little bit. See how I wiggled? And then the same setup. So you'll plant the left hand to the outside of that knee. If that's not accessible, you can come to the elbow up here. But ideally, you've got the plant of the hand or fingertips. Inhale, reach the right hand high, twist. Now, in this pose, I'd like you to take 3 of your deepest breaths. As you're breathing, What part of your body is supporting you? What is warming up? What do you feel working? Last breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands down, and then fold forward, step on up, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, big bend in the knees, step it back, opposite leg, option to bring the knee down if you like. Otherwise, come and align the right hand to the outside of the foot. Maybe you've got to wiggle the right foot forward a little bit, sink down into the hips, inhale, lift the hand high, gaze high. So, as you breathe, right, keep that steady march of breath. What muscles are firing right now? What is supporting you? We do all these poses to prepare, right? So, what muscles are working? Last breath in. Exhale, sweep the hand down, maybe take a little bend and launch forward to a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose, knees up or knees down. We'll go together. 3, 2, 1. Hands come out to the side. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Exhale, drop the chest, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift all the way up, press into the tops of the feet. Exhale, lower down. Hands come by your sides, hug the elbows in, curl the toes under, press up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And a breath out. Another breath in. And out. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2, 1. Now, roll over onto your right side. Imagine that we're on the beach. So this is like our beach pose, right? You're like chilling. If you do Pilates, you might know this from Pilates. I feel like they do this in Pilates a lot. Anyway, gentle bend into the right knee to kind of support you. The right leg is our base. Flex through your left foot. Left hand can be on the ground in front of you, right? Then keep the left leg as straight as you can and lift it up as high as you can get it and hold there. You should immediately feel the abductors firing. Those are those muscles right on the outside here, right? You can feel them working, feel them lifting. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower the foot down, and now try to push that foot down into your opposite foot, or maybe the ground, anything downwards. And as you do that, you should feel the adductors, the inside muscles. It should be pretty subtle because we don't have a ton of pushing power here, but keep pushing. Inhale, lift back up. Abductors, how high can you get it now? Once you get the leg nice and high, you still feel it like in your glute. Start to just pulse a tiny bit and see if you can control this range, this area. Hold, breathe, for 3, 2, 1. Release the leg down to the ground. Push the foot into the foot or foot into the ground. Try to fire up those inner muscles on the inside of the leg, right? Warming up the outside, warming up the inside. Push. 3, 2, 1. Release, relax, imagine you're on the beach, and then come back to center. Roll over onto your left side. So flip over to your left. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just making sure that you can see me on both angles. And then a gentle bend into that left knee, right? So have a little bit of a bend to support you as you find your base. Right through the right leg. Right hand can be on the ground for support, maybe fingertips, maybe hand. Then stretch and lift up. See how high you can get it with the foot flexed. So ideally, what's going to happen is it'll feel like your hip just stops you, right? As you do that, that butt muscle, I mean, mine is cramping a ton. Those adductors or abductors on the outside should be firing. Squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up, and now release. Let's do the opposite. The adductors, AD. I don't know why they name them so similar. Press down and in. As you press, can you get those little muscles in your inner thigh, the inside to fire? You might even feel it up in your groin, right? Hold and press for 3, 2, 1. Lift up, opposite foot, or opposite direction. How high can you get it first? And then this time we do the pulsing, right? So just tiny baby pulses, slow and controlled. For 3, lift it a little higher for 2, and 1. Now press the foot down. I like to say you could press as hard as you possibly can, right? Because like it's not very much. I'm like pressing, but I just don't have a ton of strength there. However, as I press, I can feel those little inner muscles firing. And that's what we want. So keep pressing. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Relax. You're on the beach. Breath in. And a breath out. Come to your stomach. Press up to your hands and knees. Take your knees wide, big toes together, and come to child's pose. Forehead down to the mat. Take 3 of your deepest breaths. Next, inhale, press in your hands, lift yourself up. Bring the knees together, step the feet back, plank pose. Press into the spine. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Raise the hips high. Breath in. And out. Inhale your right leg high. I'm going to say the cue every time, but you should know to pull the left hip back in space to even your hips out. As you do that, immediately the hamstring should start to fire in the left leg. Then try to lift the right leg higher after you recalibrated. Press into the hands. Remember when we were on the ground and shrugging our shoulders towards our ears? You can actually have a little bit of that shrug as you press into the hands and then try to roll your biceps. Maybe like, what does that mean? It's okay. Down dog's complicated. One of these days we'll do a workshop on it. Keep that foot high. Breath in. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Option to always skip these or give them a shot. See what happens. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee left tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to forehead. Try and tuck, tuck, tuck. Then lean forward as far as you can and eventually step through. Come to your low lunge. Inhale up, crescent pose. Maybe you're like me, you're a little bit wiggly and wobbly. So let's bring our hands to our hips first in crescent. Find your crescent pose. Draw the right hip back, pull the left hip forward, right? Maybe you take the bend out of this knee to start so you can find that hip alignment. Pull your core in, tuck the pelvis under, then sink down into crescent. Inhale, reach the hands high, palms face each other. Breath in and out. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Start to lean your chest forward and then twist over to the right side. So option 1, you're going to just keep the twist nice and high. Work on this twisting and bouncing. Option 2, you might be able to bring the elbow into that knee. Rather than placing the hand on the ground, I actually want you to stay in the twist here with the hands at heart center. So try to straighten through the back leg, push into the left big toe. Yeah, Fire up through those bottom legs and now try to pull the feet towards one another. Oh my God, I know. But notice as you try to pull the feet towards one another, you might feel more stable. Maybe you can gaze over your right shoulder at the wall behind you for expert mode. If you fall over, come right back into it. Hold and breathe. Pull the feet together. 2, 1. Inhale up, crescent. Notice I didn't ask for too much of a graceful. Just reach it up and then exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, step back to plank pose. Either come to down dog or come with me, lower 3, 2, 1. Hands come out. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Exhale, drop the chest, pull the heart forward, shoulders back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Hands come by your sides. Curl the toes under, press up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Isn't it crazy how much pulling your feet together can do? If you didn't pull enough on the first side, don't worry, you've got a chance to do it again. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Pull the right hip back, right? We recalibrate, then try to lift again. I find a flex of the foot. The reason I flex is because it makes it easier for me to not open my hip and cheat. When I point, I like to cheat. Breath in. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. There we go. Inhale high. Exhale, knee to forehead. Try and tuck first, then start to lean, lean, lean. How far can you lean? And eventually step through. Come to your low lunge and set up for crescent. Inhale up, crescent. Exhale, hands to the hips to start. So maybe we straighten through this front leg first. Hands are here so you can feel that left hip pull back, right? As you do that, are both hip bones pointing forward? Yes, great. Straighten through the back leg, then bend through the knee slightly. Try to tuck the pelvis under. See that? Boop. Nice. Now, once we have the tuck, then re-straighten, sink it down, and you should feel that way more in that right hip flexor. And you look great. As added bonus there. All right, hands come up. Reach them high. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, twist. So option one, as you know, is stay high. All I care about is you lengthen, twist, lengthen, twist. Option two, sink down. Maybe you bring the elbow to the knee. As I said, I'd prefer this time if you, instead of bringing the hand to the ground, just stay up with me. Now, try to straighten through the back leg. Press into the right big toe. Last but not least, here we go, guys. You can do it. Pull the feet together. And notice as you pull, I even pulled and I went deeper into the pose. So it's interesting because you pull and you can move deeper in, right? Pull and move deeper. You got it. Find that breath. Pull, pull, pull. 2, 1. Inhale, just sweep it right up. Crescent pose. Exhale, hands come down. Frame the foot. Step back to plank. Pose. Woo-hoo. Lower down. 3, 2, 1. Hands come out to the side. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Exhale, drop the chest, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift up as high as you can get, press into the tops of the feet. Heart shines forward. Exhale, lower down. Hands come by your sides. Press yourself up to your knees and then take your knees wide. Big toes to touch. Child's pose. And take your knees like nice and wide and then set the butt back, forehead down to the mat. Take 4 more breaths in this posture of surrender. So while child's pose is surrendering, right? We're taking a moment. We're stepping out of the force of the flow. It can be so important to surrender, to rest in order to give us the strength to move forward in our practice, right? We need these moments of surrender to be stronger, to learn faster, and to truly enjoy life. Press into the tips of your fingers, lift yourself up, come to tabletop, and then just recalibrate, curl the toes under, up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. One more breath in. And out. Inhale your right leg high. Recalibrate through the hips. You know what to do. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Tuck it in. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. Again, tuck. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to forehead. Try and touch, 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 lean, 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 and then step through, come to your low lunge. Plant the right hand down on the outside of the right foot. Inhale the left hand high. We've got our twist once more. Take a breath in. Out. Get strong through the bottom leg. So start to press that right heel into the ground and then inhale, lift up. We have a weird twisted crescent. So you're actually going to twist instead of twisting this way, right? We're twisting open. So it's almost like warrior two, but this hip tries to pull forward. Breath in. Exhale, sweep the hand down, right to the outside of the right foot. Reach the fingertips high. And then both hands come to the ground. Press the palms down. Breath in. Exhale, just move right back, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Recalibrate the hips. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right. Hug it up and in. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to forehead. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And then step the foot through. Come to your low lunge. Plant the left hand on the outside of the left foot. Inhale, reach and twist. Look up at your right thumb. Take one breath here. In. Out. Power up through the bottom leg. Press the left heel into the mat and inhale, lift. We have the strangest crescent ever. So our hips are trying to stay forward while our body is twisting to the side. Reach the hands, reach the arms. Breath in, sink low. Breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down, gaze high at the right hand as you inhale. Exhale, both hands down, frame the foot, step back to plank. Option to skip or come with me, lower down 3, 2, 1. Hands come out to the side. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the chest, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Hands come by your sides, hug the elbows in, press up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, tiptoe to the top of the mat and fold. Head is heavy. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose. So come to chair. Feet are hip width distance apart, just like we did before. Hands are up here if you can. Just like we did before, try to rip a hole down the center of the mat by pushing your feet out to the side. Now, look down at your knees. If your knees have started to widen, that's not what we want. We want the push of the feet out, knees stay in the middle, and you should feel these muscles all along the side of your legs start to fire up and engage. Promise there's a reason we're doing, right? There's a reason we do all of this. But we're moving to something. So as you put in all this work, keep pushing, sit deeper. As you put in all this effort, we are building to something. You're learning, you're working, you're breathing, right? Take one more breath in. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana, close your eyes. Bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to your low belly, and take 3 super slow breaths. How slow can you go? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come by your sides. Blink your eyes open. You got this. We're making our way there, right? We're almost to our peak pose. Let's enjoy the journey as we go. So inhale, sweep your hands high, look high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, bend in your knees, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Last push, exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to forehead. Try and lean, and eventually step through. Come to your low lunge. Spin your back heel down. Inhale up, warrior two. In warrior two, try to roll your left thigh out. So we've got external rotation of the thigh, then sink down. Reach through the arms. Now, we're going to hang out in warrior two for like 10 years. Just kidding, not that long. But what we are going to do after warrior two, you listen to me talk, it'll distract you from what's happening here. After warrior two, we're moving into half moon. If you're not familiar with half moon, I'll take you there. You stay exactly as you are, and I'll just move us. You're going to do just like this. You'll lean forward, look forward, find a point about a foot in front of your foot, and you'll just start to hop, 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 hop up, and eventually straighten that front leg. Come to, this is a variation of half moon, right? It should look something like this. I'll cue you through it a bit better. Stay in warrior two, you got this. But the thing is, you are ready for this. You've put in all this time, all this preparation, all this heat. You're ready to move into half moon. So rather than holding on to the expectation of what might happen in half moon, this is the point of surrender, right? We surrender to whatever might happen. We might fall over. Our half moon might be silly. It doesn't matter because you put in all the work. You're warmed up. You're ready. Let's give it a shot. That was a long warrior two, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Look in front of your right foot. Start to toe heel your left foot in. So you're looking about a foot in front of that right foot. If you have a block or something you can put in front of your hand, even a chair you could drag out, it'll make this easier. If not, that's okay. Left hand to the left hip, wiggle forward, and eventually try and lift up into your half moon. So the reason we warmed up all these abductors, right, on the outside is so you can lift this leg high. Oop, I almost fell over. Lift the leg high as you hold your half moon. If you fall out, come back in. Remember, we're surrendering to whatever happens. All that we're doing right now is learning, building, breathing. If you came out, again, let's take it one more time. Hold and lift. If you've been in it this whole time, you are absolute badass. Keep breathing. Keep shaking. And if you've fallen out 6 times, you are an absolute badass too, because you're trying to do something crazy and cool for 3, for 2, 1, and back to warrior two. Yes. Breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, step back to plank pose. Option to just go straight to down dog, or if you're crazy, you can come with me. 3, 2, 1. Hands come out. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the chest, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Hands come by your sides, push up to plank or tabletop, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breath in and out. We got one more side. You can do this. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Find the rhythm of breath. Exhale, left knee to right tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to forehead. Lean, 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 and step it through. Come to your low lunge. Spend the back foot down and lift on up. Warrior two. You may remember we were here for quite some time on the other side, so we will be here for some time on this side too. Start by externally rotating this back hip, right? Feel it roll out, then sink into the knee, press the left knee out to the side, arms extend. So we did half moon on one side. You were prepared. We were warmed up. We spent all this time and you didn't know what was going to happen, right? Same thing is going to happen on this side. But we surrender to whatever comes. We surrender and don't hold expectations for what we might want our body to do or the outcome that we might want to have. Because the main thing is like, you're ready. You got this, right? Yeah, you got it. I know you do. Okay, sink it a little lower. Take a breath in. And then exhale, look in front of that foot. So you're looking about a foot in front of the foot. Your hand will probably come a little bit out to the side on the left. Toe heel the back foot in. You'll start to lean forward. I'm going to try to not hit my head on these stairs. Lean forward and lift up into half moon. Option to have like a block, a chair, a pillow, a book, a random thing under your hand. Pick your version of half moon, hand either on the ground or floating. Maybe the right hand comes high. All that we focus on, remember on those muscles on the outside of the back leg that we warmed up. Can you lift them? Can you feel them engage? Flex through the foot. And then again, no expectations, right? We have zero expectation for the outcome. So if you're coming out and in, whatever. If you're holding strong, you're breathing, right? Breathe through it. Find your balance. Send a little love maybe to all those extra baby muscles in your ankle as you lift. Breathe for 3. You're almost there. If you're out, one more time, come back in. You can do it for 2. And 1. Step back. Warrior 2, just briefly, because you are a warrior. Exhale, hands come down. Frame the foot. Step back. And this is our last chaturanga class. If you've been doing these, we'll lower down 3, 2, 1. Untuck the toes, hands out. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Exhale, lower the chest. Inhale, lift up, 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 up. Exhale, bring it down. Hands come by your sides. Press yourself up to tabletop. Take the knees wide. Reach the hands forward, child's pose. Breath in and out. See what muscles you can relax in this posture. Or can you let go a little more? So one of the things that I struggle with in life is trying to control the outcome of situations. And often there are things that I am very prepared for, just like our half moon, right? Maybe it's a swim meet. I know that Brinkley swims, or something else, but something that you've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort preparing for, right? But you don't know the outcome. And we can drive ourselves crazy trying to control that outcome, right? But there is beauty in surrendering to whatever might happen. And there's power in this as well. Take one more breath in child's pose. And press into all 10 fingers. Lift yourself up. And just briefly before we come down to our backs, curl your toes under and take a seat back on your heels. Hands can come to the lap. My personal fave. I feel like I should rename it because it's called broken toe pose, which seems cruel. Like maybe we just call this like, I don't know, perched toe pose, right? Try and sit deep. If you're coming out, just lean back in. Stay with it. Allow the bottom of the feet to open up. Let go of resistance that you might have towards this posture or towards how it makes your body feel. Relax through the shoulders. Relax through the jaw. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Untuck. Tap the tops of the feet. Say hello to your downstairs neighbor if you've got one like me. And then come to a seat on your butt. Spin around. And let's come to laying down. So option one, you can be like, I'm done, I'm laying down. Option two, you can just kind of do it in a way that's slow and controlled, right? So bring the feet up. You've got your boat pose. Roll your chest forward. Maybe you keep your hands on your legs the whole way down as you extend. Otherwise, you can also bring the hands forward. Start to extend the feet. Then you're hovering, right? This looks like more like a canoe. I'm going to call this canoe pose. And then start to straighten more and more. Hover, 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 hover. And eventually, there you go. Just a tiny bit of core, right? Aside from all those knee to elbows. Release down, reach your hands high, point your toes. Take a full breath in, extended, reaching long, and a breath out. Draw both knees into the chest. Let's move to happy baby. So hands can come to the outside of the feet, knees to the outside of the arms, right? So remember, if you could actually push your knee into your tricep rather than having your arms on the outside. People have different preferences. I feel like you can get your knees down more if the triceps are on the inside of the knees. So find that. And then maybe you add in movement. Maybe you're like, nah, I'm going to park it here and I'm going to be still. You pick. Either stay here in your happy baby, or maybe move towards cobbler, which would be feet together, and then clasp the hands on the bottom of the feet like a basket and bring your heels down towards your groin. Knees will widen out to the side. Basically, it's like a butterfly pose, right? But you are on your back. If you're still in happy baby, maybe you want to straighten one leg and then the other. And let's just take a brief twist all together, starting with the right knee into the chest. So right knee comes in, left leg goes long. Squeeze, pull the hands in, and then take the right knee over to the left side. Feel that spinal twist. Arms open to a T, just like we did in some of our twisting today. Maybe you can gaze over to the right. Take 2 more breaths in the twist. And then back to center, right knee comes in. Let's switch it out. So right leg goes long, left knee in, and then over opposite side, easy twist. If you can, gaze to the left. And remember, our goal here isn't to take the knee as far as it can, but more to try to keep both shoulders down on the mat. So this twist through the spine is full and long. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. And out. Make your way back towards center in whatever way feels supported and authentic to you. And then bring both knees into the chest. Give them a hug and a squeeze. Maybe you can lift your forehead and your shoulders up off the mat and try to press your forehead into your knees so you're in a tiny little ball. Take a breath in. And exhale, release all the way into your hard-earned Shavasana. Palms face up. Feet extend long, take up some space. And then once you're there, try to get comfy, right? Get out any last wiggles. Breath in. Open mouth exhale, let it go. Close your mouth and return to your normal pattern of breath. We are all together on this mysterious, crazy journey of life. And when we try to force or try to control the outcome of things we have no control over, we can stress ourselves out. And not only that, in a way, we take away the magic of life, right? If we knew what was going to happen, we'd be pretty bored. So we can plan, we can prepare, we can chase our dreams. But most importantly, we can enjoy the process without being fully attached to any one outcome. Surrender, right? That's what it's about. So today, unlike other days, I'm going to let you decide when your practice ends. I'm going to allow you to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you like and take that moment of true surrender, of true connection. As always, you can reach out to me after class if you have any questions. Namaste, everyone. Enjoy your Shavasana. Great work.